we talked about a few different examples of the traditional marketing, hamster wheel marketing, or more active. I'll add to it driving for dollars or door
Yep.
knocking. Those are a couple of other ways. Even texting, although it could somehow be automated, but still kind of it's a one and done.
Yeah.
What are a few examples of evergreen marketing?
Yeah. So evergreen marketing, the ways that I like to do it. So I'm going to take the offline evergreen, which is relationships, and we're just going to set it to the side. And we're not going to talk about that today. But that's really good too. We're just going to talk about the online side of it. And the biggest thing is this is there's three different types of content that I want our clients to create that are all evergreen pieces of content. They're all things that people are going to Google to search for. And if I can get my website in front of those Google searchers, they're going to be very, very highly motivated clients. Okay. And before I kind of talk about the specific types of evergreen marketing and content, I want to kind of highlight to people why evergreen marketing is really, really effective, more than just the lead to deal close ratio. I talked about that you're actually getting higher quality leads, and you have to go through fewer leads to close the same amount of deals. Once again, it could be 5 or 10 seller leads to get a deal, whereas then it might be 40 to 50 in another marketing method, which requires you or somebody to answer those 40 or 50 or 60 calls and sift through them, right? It's either you or an employee.
Yeah.
Sorry
to interrupt you. You always pay for it in time or money. So usually people are trying to spend more time on the early on, but you could do both.
You should do both. You should. Yeah, like in the short term, and that's something that I like to tell people is while you're building that momentum with your evergreen marketing, you should be doing anything you can to build the business.
Yeah.
You should drive for dollars. You should, do direct mail if that works for you and your market. You should launch a Google pay-per-click campaign. It's not either or. It's the question is, what do you want to build the foundation of your business on? Something that is hamster wheel or something that's evergreen? I'm always going to build my foundation on evergreen, and then I'm going to add to it to grow scale with hamster wheel.
Yep.
So I'm not needed it. So the three types of content are this. Number one is all offline marketing you do creates online demand. Okay. So all offline marketing creates online demand. If you're doing radio ads, TV ads, if you're doing direct mail, cold calling, driving for dollars, open houses, whatever the heck it is. If you're doing any of those things, what happens is people see your company name on that postcard, or they heard about you from a referral from my friend Joe, and they pick up their cell phone and then they Google search your company name. And if you just have a normal website up there, a Wix site or a broker provided site, or something that is just your cousin Eddie got up because Eddie knows how to do WordPress sites, you're gonna end up you're gonna be online. But the question is, are you presenting yourself in a way that actually positions you better than the competition when people are going to start to weigh things in? So the first thing is evergreen content around your brand. You should have amazing about page up there. You should get a video or pictures at the very least explaining who you are, and have really, really good reviews on the website. And not just any reviews. I want you guys to write this down. Is a lot of people use reviews as, I'm just going to try to get the biggest, longest list of reviews that I can. That's great, right? But we have to look at reviews in this type of evergreen content, evergreen marketing, in a very strategic way. Reviews only exist for one reason. Reviews only exist to eliminate objections and build trust. That's it. Eliminate objections and build trust. So we have to ask the question, what are the objections that I need to overcome on my website or in my marketing? And then to cater the reviews for eliminating those top 3 to 5 objections specifically. So if you're sitting down as an investor or agent and you go, well, what are the 3 to 5 reasons someone may not work with me? Well, let's say we're a wholesaler or a house flipper. Well, people might think I'm going to throw them a low offer. I'm going to lowball them. Or this person over here said that 2 investors backed out on them. So there's the trust of like, am I going to follow through on it? Or they might not know how the process works. And they're just like, is it real? You can buy my house that fast? Like, is that realistic? And there's probably a couple other ones. On the investor or on the agent side, it's like, why should I work with you versus my Aunt Sally, who also has a license and she's going to give me a cut rate? There's why shouldn't I just do a FSBO? Why can't the market's hot? Like, I'll just put it on the market myself, right? There's all these objections. And so you need to create some evergreen content of case studies, ideally videos, but written with pictures work well too, that literally the headline of it specifically speaks to each objection. And I'll give you an example. There was one I was working with that company in Baltimore, and we were going through modifying some of their testimonials that they'd gotten recently. And one of those objections is on the home buying side, the cash home buying side is, well, shoot, are they going to give me a lowball offer, right? Since prices have been high lately. So what we have, and there's an amazing testimonial at the top of it with a headline that says, they actually offered me more than I was expecting. And then they can go in and read the rest of that testimonial. It says, hey, I came in expecting this. They actually offered more than I was expecting. And the transaction happened just like I hoped. That's the first type of evergreen content, is reviews, testimonials, and about type of content, because that's going to be the very biggest issue with you closing leads and deals or not. Most people start on the opposite side of marketing. I always start on what's called the decision phase. So now let's move beyond the decision phase. The second type of content, the evergreen content, is evergreen content that brings you traffic, like extra leads, right? The core conversion type of content I just walked you through is not going to bring you any extra traffic of people who don't know about you. It's just going to help convert the traffic who already knows about you better. Okay. And so now the next type is what I call location pages. So if you were to go to Google and type up like homes for sale, insert any city in the country, right? You're probably going to find Zillow and then realtor.com and maybe like a Redfin in there, or like 1, 2, 3 in every city in America. If you go to Google and type up like commercial investment properties for sale, insert city, you're going to find loopnet.com at the top of Google for like every city in America. Okay. If you were to type up like sell my house fast or cash home buyers or we buy houses, insert any city in America, you're going to find Carrot clients overwhelmingly dominating Google in every city in America, Canada, Australia, and South Africa. And the reason for that is this: it's location pages. So when you do that search, it's not Zillow's homepage that ever ranks well for Google. It's, unless you literally type Zillow, it's a page they set up specifically for that location and that niche. You know, it's a page specifically for homes for sale in this neighborhood with the swimming pool.
It's the long tail marketing versus short tail, just because, yeah, if you go too narrow, or not too narrow, too broad, yeah, I mean, you just get washed out.
Yeah, exactly. So what I suggest people do is, after you nailed those core conversion pages and got that evergreen marketing in place that is building your trust and credibility for the long term, now we need to write down the cities that we do business in. So I'm going to be speaking mainly to the investor side of the business here. If you're buying houses, or you want to start doing kind of the cash home buyer type of program as an investor or an agent, you're probably going to be mainly at the state and the city level. Okay. So if you're in Oregon, I'm in the state of Oregon, I would create a page on my website, or what we call an authority hub here at Carrot. I would create a page in my authority hub that is like sell my house fast Oregon, right? Or cash home buyer companies Oregon, like one of those primary keyword phrases. And then I'd have a good, robust amount of content on there. Now, what is robust content? For that type of thing, it's about 800 to 1200 words on that page to really have a chance to compete in that type of a keyword across the country. Now, this is what we do at Carrot, right? This is baked into our system. We make it easy. That's the reason our clients dominate for the seller searches. And then you would create your 5 or 10 city pages. So if I invest and I would buy homes in 5 different cities in Oregon, I would create a page for each one of those cities now, just like Zillow has. And they should kind of link together, right? Like my Roseburg, Oregon page should link to my Oregon page, and my Oregon page should link back to my Roseburg page. I know this is getting like a little techie. We dive into it in our training and do a lot of the work for you guys and some of the services, but just kind of walking you through this. We reverse engineered what Zillow did, what LoopNet did years and years ago. We pioneered this on the motivated house seller side about 7 years ago, and it's crushing it. So that's the second type of evergreen content, is you get up evergreen content that's focused on where you do business and attracts the type of clients who are searching phrases in ways you can help them. If you're to look at the agent side or the buyer side, we have a lot of people using this for attracting cash buyers. Like one of our clients, Bo Hollis, out of Louisville, Kentucky, simplysold.com, multiple 7-figure a year real estate investor. And he's a one-man show. Other than his videographer, he's a one-man show. He does like 3 or 4 million a year in wholesale deals. Jeez. And it's crazy. And so if you look at it, a lot of his deals right now are coming from hedge funds, and he's getting the deal. He's selling them to hedge funds right now. And people are asking, like, where the heck did you find these hedge funds, Bo? Well, he found the hedge funds with evergreen marketing. He launched a website on our platform that's a cash buyer website where he can list his discounted deals on there to sell. And it's optimized for a phrase like discount properties or wholesale properties in Louisville. And these hedge funds are going out there trying to find people with discount properties because they're trying to buy volumes of deals. They found the website, they opted into it, they gave him a call, and now that's how he locked down 2 of his hedge funds, was with getting a page ranked high in Google for discount properties or wholesale real estate in Louisville. So that you can do it with buyers, sellers, everything. The third type of evergreen content or evergreen marketing, Chris, is what I call authority content. So the first part was building trust and credibility on our core conversion pages. The second part was location or niche focused pages like Zillow does, that casts a wider net and brings in new traffic that's hyper motivated prospects. The third type is like, once someone's on our website, how do we continue to build that authority? And how do we use this to attract us even more, attract people to us even more in the niche phrases? So I'll give you an example. So let's say that you're an investor or an agent and probates or inherited properties are like one of your favorite types of deals, right? So you can, if someone inherited a property, I'm in Birmingham and I'm like, how the heck do I sell this property I inherited? I might go to Google and type selling a property I inherited. How do I sell a property I inherited? I might type selling a property I inherited in Birmingham or something like that. Well, if you were to search that phrase or any phrase like that, selling a property I inherited or selling a house I inherited in Birmingham, you're going to find probably 3 or 4 carrot sites controlling the top of page 1 in Google for that phrase. And you're going to find in many cities across America for divorce sales, for probate, for all kinds of other niches. And that's done with blog posts or what I call a video post. And that's where we look in those cities we invest in, or we look in those cities we're doing business in as an agent, and we say, what are the niches I would operate in where I can create content that's going to be evergreen? It's going to be as relevant today as it is, or as relevant in 2 years as it is today. And then I'm going to create articles on it. Ideally, the articles are, around 800 to 1,000 words, because that's kind of what Google needs to see to show it's robust enough to get good rankings. And then you post one a week. Now you probably like going, I don't have time to write articles. I don't want to write articles. That's all the stuff that we do for you. Like we automate that, or we have a tool that's called video posts, which I don't write articles anymore. But what we do is I record videos and then we take the videos and transcribe the videos and we yank the words out of them. And that's dude, that's a great way for people to do that, is you take your 3 to 8 minute video on, hey, this is Trevor in Birmingham, Alabama, with XYZ Realty or XYZ Home Buyers. If you've inherited a house here in the Birmingham market, you might be wondering, how can you sell that property? What's the tax situation going to be like? Do you have to list it on the market? Well, I'm going to answer those 3 questions in this video and show you how you can sell your property that you inherited here in the Birmingham market. You kind of talk through that for 5 minutes, upload it to YouTube, and then you can bring it into a tool like we have at Carrot called Video Post that imports your video in, yanks all the words out of it, and writes a blog post for you.